What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 30 of our podcast, Sipping Sports. This is also the last episode of season 1. Don't forget. How we doing?
Great.
How
are you doing, David?
Doing well. Got a little wake up right before we did this. Don't forget Ice Bucket Challenge. It'll be on Instagram, TikTok, social media. That was the punishment for losing September bets. We'll get to that when we talk about the bets. But it's a good week. Good Vikings win. Gotta be happy.
We'll take them when we can get them.
Yeah, wasn't great, but a win's a win.
Yeah, so, 3-1.
100%.
That's top of the division.
Correct. I love it. And we play the Bears, so love it.
Boom. All right. Top moment.
Yeah, so my sports moment of the week was the Lions-Seahawks game. It was part of the Scoregami. Scoregami is kind of these different unique scores that have kind of happened throughout. I don't know if it's the history of football or whenever someone started it, but this one is
I think it's history.
Yeah, 1,073rd different score ever. And it was 48-45 Seahawks.
Can you explain it a little bit more?
So Scoregami is basically just different scores. So like, for example, like 20-17 would be one. So if a team scores 20, this team scores 17, that goes down as part of the Scoregami. So it's just different scores.
Uh-huh.
And then they just can't repeat them. So once you have this score, so this is a unique one, but like once this score happens, so if next week someone's game is 48-45, it's not a Scoregami.
Because it already happened.
Correct.
Okay.
It's crazy. 1,073.
That's a lot of different scoring combinations.
That's insane.
I mean, there's not that many games that both teams score at least 45 points either. Right. So that would make sense.
Hopefully everyone had the over.
Yeah.
The over-under was like 44, and both teams scored that by themselves.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, my top sports moment is from Saturday when it was the Liberty Old Dominion Old Dominion football game, and there was a sick one-handed touchdown catch by one of the Liberty wide receivers, and he caught it, kind of like reached back, just snagged it one-handed. No movement or anything, and then just absolutely stared down the.
Yeah, the guy kind of fell.
Oh,
the defender fell, and it was like the most nonchalant. Hey, got it, touchdown.
Yeah. And he just stared straight into his soul right away.
Some would say those are sticky hands that he just snagged that ball, and it was just
sticky hand. Period.
Bang. That was sick.
So that was my top moment. That was pretty cool. There was another. What was it? Oh, it was Pickens last week.
Yeah, on Thursday, wasn't that? With Pittsburgh?
No, Pittsburgh played Sunday. That must have been last week.
2 weeks ago. Because it wasn't against the Jets, it was the week before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one catch.
So not this last weekend, but the weekend. Week 3.
Yep, week 3, yeah. Okay. When you made that dive, yeah.
I gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
Minnesota Minute. Let's just keep on rolling.
Yeah, so it's going to be quick. Twins went 1-2 against the Tigers. Their season's over, but they finish up with the White Sox.
Thank goodness.
Vikings, like we talked about, beat the Saints in London. They play the Bears at home this upcoming week. Go for football. Very embarrassing, tough loss to Purdue Saturday. They play Illinois not this week, but the week after. St. Thomas football, kind of on a little streak here, beat Marist this past weekend. Played Davidson's home of Steph Curry Saturday. The Loons also
are
back
home
in
or
action.
away?
That is away. No, that's home. That is home.
All right.
Then the Minnesota Loons are back in action this weekend against the Vancouver Whitecaps.
Okay.
To finish out the season.
So did they have? Wait, so their first game back from their break is
from the 2-week, 3-week
coming up
break.
here.
Yep, is this Saturday.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. They're back. We'll see if they can string a couple wins together.
Need it.
Nice. Okay, so betting recap. So this is the first recap since the month ended.
Yeah.
So the records for last month were 45-45 for David and 50-40 for me. And so, like we mentioned before, and Dave mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we decided that the loser would have to do the Ice Bucket Challenge. So that's coming up this week on the socials.
The socials, yeah.
But for this last week, both above 500.
Yeah, it was good.
A couple
trending in the right direction.
500. Yeah, we're definitely on the right track, and we're peak
football
picking season.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is too. What's crazy is Saturday, Sunday. So to finish the week, I think we were 10-2.
10-2, yeah.
So shout out to all you guys that are not back in our picks, talking smack. 10-2 is pretty good.
Yeah, 10-2 on
10-2 would win you
Sunday.
money.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. So there we go.
So the last week, so Dave was 12-9. He was 6-2 NFL, solid. 4-1 NCAA football, solid. MLB 2-5.
Thank God it's ending.
So, yeah, that's less good. And then 0-1 soccer.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So football 10-3, not football 2-6.
Right, and good thing it's peak football now.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Myself 13-8 overall. So continuing the trend above 500. NFL I was 5-3. NCAA football 3-1. MLB 5-4. For a total of 13-8.
13-8.
I stay away from soccer, and I need to. Well, really, I think the only times that I pick any baseball is when there is zero football.
Yeah, usually.
That's the only.
Wednesdays.
That's the only days.
Right, it's Tuesday, Wednesdays are pretty much the days.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday for sure, and then most of the time, like, there's only a handful of college football games on Friday, so
right.
I'll have to put in 1 or 2 baseball games on those days.
Right.
And that day.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. But a little preview, what we're going to do is come season 2, like we talked about last week, we're going to focus more on college football or football, basketball. And so what we're also going to do for our bets is, since we're going to focus more on those, you just have to have 21 total bets throughout the week.
Are we doing 21?
20, it's 3 a day, technically.
That's
but
like
the thing is, you don't have to bet Tuesday, Wednesday, or whatever days you don't want to if it's not football. And then once basketball comes, it'll be easier. But for that time being.
Do we want to keep that 21?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep our record. Get our chance to go up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. So 21 it is. We're going to the beer and seltzer next.
Yeah. Fire up. So this week with our seltzer, which last week, I don't know if it was considered a seltzer, but
it was based off of the can.
We're back at Bauhaus Brew Labs, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Shout out to them. Bolo Sour Berry. So that's the one we're going with.
This thing is so heavy. Okay, so my sister got me a birthday gift. And it's, have you ever seen those advent calendars but with beer?
Oh yeah.
And so this one is a German like style. So most of the beers in there are some kind of German beer.
Okay.
And so
for Octoberfest?
I said it last week. All 4 in October are Octoberfest. So this is the one Octoberfest in the whole calendar. So I'll have to find the other 3. But I think it's like legit from Germany.
Wait, so it's a beer a day?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep. But I think this is like a legit beer from Germany.
Yeah.
So it's Hernbrau Premium Bavaria. And it's literally just in German. So this is what the can looks like. It looks pretty cool.
We don't know what we're getting ourselves into.
Does
it tell you what type of beer it is, or is it just all German?
It's an Oktoberfest.
Oh, okay.
I specifically chose this one because on the side of the box it says Oktoberfest.
There we go. Love that.
But yeah, it's from Germany. So there you go.
Bang.
Does that feel heavier than a normal 16 ounce?
It feels like it has a lot of pressure on the can.
I'm glad that you just shook it up a little bit.
Flesh will love that.
Yeah, baby. Oh, interesting.
We should have got like boots. Drank it out of boots for Octoberfest.
Shoulda.
Das Boot.
That's okay. All right, starting with the seltzer.
Yep, so this is the Bolo Sour Berry. Kind of a unique looking can.
It smells very berry-y.
Gluten free. That's what it says. So shout out to them. Doesn't say what it has, but
Oh yeah, I can taste a little bit of the sourness.
Ooh.
It's definitely sour.
Yeah, it's definitely sour, and I think that also helps bring out the berry flavor.
I think if you like sours, you would definitely like this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for something that's a little bit lighter and not as like fruit forward.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good accurate thing. I think it's not too carbonated, so it's actually very easy to drink. I think.
Yeah, I would say this is pretty easy to drink.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Kind of just tastes like your classic berry. I mean, it actually has, I think, more flavor than most. But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see. I think the other flavors in there were like peach, watermelon, and then maybe like lime. So, we'll see which ones we have to dabble with.
I'm gonna get one more taste in here. Okay.
I'm gonna say it's a 6-7 for me.
All right.
I think it's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, I think you can really taste the berry, especially when you smell it. It definitely smells like it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I gave it a 7-1.
7-1.
Yeah.
So it's high.
I think the last couple of weeks, I was trying to remember, and I was talking to somebody today, and they asked if we had done any like good ones lately, and I feel like we were on a pretty brutal streak.
Yeah, well, especially last week. Last week's was terrible.
Yeah, that was bad.
And then
both of them I thought were bad, but this week gets it back on the right track, at least for the seltzer.
These are pretty good. I mean, these are solid, so.
That's our best score that we've had in a while.
Yeah, the last I can remember.
Yeah.
I mean, the other best score besides that was like maybe maybe low 6s.
Mm-hmm.
So, shout out Bauhaus Brew Labs in
Bolo.
Minneapolis.
All right. Oh yeah, look at that foamage.
It kind of looks like a root beer float.
Wow. It's incredible. Also, if you take a look at the video here, or just listen to my voice describe it, pretty light for an Octoberfest, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a light
I like
beer.
to think that I'm a pretty avid Oktoberfest drinker.
Are they usually darker?
Definitely darker.
Yeah.
I would say they're closer. I would say that they're definitely darker. Maybe like an amberish color.
Yeah. This is probably like a. It looks almost like it's like a blonde ale. Looks more of like the blonder color to me.
Ooh.
It's definitely a unique taste. Where's it from? Oh, Germany.
Straight out of Germany.
So to get it, you gotta jump on a flight. Pew!
Or you just gotta get this advent calendar.
Yeah, you gotta get the hookups apparently.
Tell me if you're feeling this.
Oh, here we go.
I feel like there's a little bit of like Castle Danger cream ale in it.
Ooh.
Like I'm kind of getting that like cream flavor.
I do love the Castle Danger cream ales.
Are you getting that or no?
A little bit. I think it's just maybe it is like a kind of a creamer ale like that. I don't know. I think it's pretty good though. I mean, I think it's a solid beer. It's not heavy at all. It's very easy to drink.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting to me that the foam and stuff just doesn't go away. It's just like sitting there.
I think if I remember correctly, 5.5%.
Ooh.
Alcohol.
Okay. So the Bolo was 5. This is 5.5. Okay.
Yep.
Decent.
Okay, so it's from Großkohlbach, Germany.
I mean, I don't really know German, so probably right.
Sounds right.
We'll go with it.
We'll go with it.
But yeah, I think it's solid. Okay. It would be interesting to know what kind of like. So it says it's just an Oktoberfest beer. Like it doesn't give like a specific like ale.
Well, it's Oktoberfest.
That's a type of beer. That's a type of.
I think so.
Oh. I thought it was just called Oktoberfest because it was just in October. And the Germans do it big over there.
Well, the problem is the
Things in
can is in German.
Right. So that's a TBD right there. But it could be Oktoberfest. And maybe it...
Yeah. See, look. Beer, cerveza.
Well, cerveza is definitely Spanish.
Let me get one more little taste here. Okay.
I'm going to say 6-3.
All right.
I think it's solid. I would get another one of them. I mean, like I said, I would love to know more about what it actually is. I mean, it just says beer on it, so I don't know. Like, if Oktoberfest is the type, then that's great, but...
Just, you can look it up while I'm giving mine.
What is it called?
It's Oktoberfest. Just look up, what kind of beer an Oktoberfest is. Or if that's the actual, beer category that you would consider it. I'm giving it a 7.2. I think it's quite good. It's pretty light. It's easy to drink. It's got a good rounded flavor the whole time you're drinking it. One of my favorite beers is the cream ale, which also means that I like this because that is what I'm getting from this beer as well.
Yeah, slightly sweet beers known as Marzen.
All right.
Similar to
So it's a Marzen.
It's a paler beer, though. It does say.
Oh.
Okay.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. So Bolo Sour Berry Hard Seltzer.
Yeah.
6-7 for Dave, 7-1 for me. And then for this German Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
From Hernbrau with the blue and the gold can. 6-3 for Dave, 7-2 for me.
There we go.
Boom.
That's a review.
Maybe I was just feeling generous today.
Yeah. It's actually, well, here's the thing.
But it's pretty good.
Compared to last week's, this is head over, is way better. And this is actually two solid drinks, seltzer / beer, that are pretty good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it was a solid day.
I agree. There we go.
Babe.
We're back.
Some would say. NCAA football.
Yeah.
Recap it.
Yep. Top 10. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, I think here's the thing is I think the crazy thing is...
Well, let's go through them first.
Well, no. The crazy thing is what I was going to say about the top 10 is Georgia should have lost that game.
Yeah, they should have.
They should have lost. Missouri's kicker needs to be signed to a team ASAP. That man can kick from 50, 55.
Oh, really?
He was a beast.
Oh.
He didn't look like a kicker. If you ever see a picture of him, he's a little thicker. No offense, but didn't look like a kicker. Banged him home.
That's how he can get such torque.
He literally kept them in the game. I mean, so I think it was a crazy game. I think Georgia actually should have lost, but obviously they pulled it out.
Okay, so Georgia won.
No, I think Alabama's now won.
No, Georgia won.
Oh, yeah.
Won the game.
Okay.
Yes, Alabama is number 1 now. They beat Arkansas by 23.
Yeah.
They covered.
Yeah.
Bryce Young injured his shoulder. Something to keep an eye on.
They say he's day to day.
Yeah.
But
so we'll see how full go he is next week because they play Texas A&M, which is a massive game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just with everything else outside of the football game before the season started and the smack talking between two old men.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it should be for a good game. I mean, I think, obviously, with Bryce Young, that has a huge impact on it.
Oh, massive.
So.
Okay, so you got Alabama now 1.
Yep.
Georgia moved down to 2. Even though they won, they didn't look great. They play Auburn this week.
They do play Auburn, which is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
It should be a good game, but I think Auburn's kind of on the rebuild.
Yeah, Auburn isn't the typical strong team that you expect from them. Right. So, 100%. In theory, Georgia should handle them, but
I do think so.
And it's at Georgia, so
that makes it even harder to play.
Yeah, exactly. Ohio State took care of business, easy money. We don't really have to talk about them much.
Yeah, they play I think at Michigan State next week.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
easy win.
No offense, Andrew Novak.
Then you got Michigan moving into the top 4.
Yeah.
They handled Iowa pretty well. I mean, I feel like most teams can handle Iowa because their offense sucks so bad.
Well, all you got to do is score 2 touchdowns and you should beat Iowa.
There was a time
they stink.
I put it out there into the Twitterverse this weekend. Midway through the third quarter, Iowa had less than 100 yards and had not scored yet.
Doesn't surprise me. They're bad.
That's
They're bad.
so bad.
All they do is run the ball.
So bad.
They're bad.
Okay, so Michigan, they play at Indiana. That should be easy.
They're fine, yeah.
Clemson.
That was a
good game.
That was a good game.
Game day. Game.
Yeah. NC State kind of put up a fight, but then Clemson kind of just overpowered them, so.
Yeah. 1 by 10.
Right.
They should be fine
right.
this week, too. They play Boston College.
At Boston College, they should take care of business.
Yeah. USC.
My boys.
Arizona State's not very good.
Arizona State's ass. This week they play home against Washington State. Washington State puts up a lot of points. That should be a very high-scoring game.
Okay. What do you think the over-under is at?
I think it's at about probably mid-60s. 66. And I actually would probably...
Mid-60s? Let me just look straight down and I have it right up.
I would probably take the over. Seriously. I would take the over.
66.
Over 66. Washington State's averaging 30 points. USC is averaging 42.
All right.
I would take the over.
You should put your money where your mouth is. Saturday. Just saying. And then you got Oklahoma State. So they beat Baylor. Long-awaited matchup.
Yeah.
Considering they had a bye.
I think that was my game of the week.
Yeah.
I think it was. Which turned out to be a pretty good game. It was at Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Baylor's okay. I think Oklahoma State's pretty good, but...
I think Oklahoma State's pretty good as well.
Yeah, to play Texas Tech. Good game.
Yep, that should be a decent game. You got Tennessee then. They had a bye this week, right?
This past week, yeah.
Yeah, so they've only played 4 games. But they play LSU.
Dang.
At LSU.
I know. I don't know. They're a good team. Tennessee's a very good team. LSU's kind of on the rebound and with the new coach Brian Kelly, but
they're still in the top 25.
They're in the top 25. They find a way to win, and it's hard to play in LSU.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a good game as well.
Yep. Early morning though, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So who knows how
that'll
go.
Get the day off. See if the day started.
Yep. Then you got Ole Miss, number 9. They moved up 5 spots in the top 10
after beating Kentucky.
Brutal game.
Brutal ending to the game.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah. There's a lot of just like, oh, that probably shouldn't have happened. Yeah. Oh, that probably shouldn't have happened.
And here's the thing. I know they covered, but you also had...
Kentucky?
Yeah. Will Levis was the front center of ESPN that whole week because now he's projected to be one of the best quarterbacks, which he is.
He was projected before that game, too.
Yeah. But he said can't lose. Unfortunately, Ole Miss took care of business. I think Kentucky still is a very good team. I think Kentucky will kind of make a push.
Yeah, so Kentucky moved down to 13. They were 7, they moved down to 13.
Yeah, which is reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, when you lose to an undefeated SEC opponent at their place.
100%.
You know, and it's only by 3 points when you had chances to win the game.
Yeah.
You shouldn't drop that many spots.
No, I think 13 is fine.
Yeah.
Earn your way back up there.
Yep, exactly. Closing out the top 10, Penn State. They moved up 1 spot. They beat Northwestern, kind of a grinded out game.
Yeah. Who do they play?
They got a week off, and then they play at Michigan.
Eesh.
So
they need the week off.
That'll be good. That'll be a good game to look forward to next week. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a big game. I mean,
because Penn State's going in undefeated, 5-0.
Yeah, I think here's the thing.
Michigan should be going in undefeated because they play at Indiana.
Right. I think here's the thing with the Big Ten. There's some top tier teams, and it's just top heavy.
Some wannabes.
Wisconsin stinks. See ya. They're bad.
Yeah.
Just fired their coach.
Yep.
He's gone. See ya.
That's exactly what I was expecting.
Gophers, I still think, are pretty good. Obviously, injuries are going to hurt them, but I still think they're fine. But, I mean, Michigan State's down. They're not as good. I mean, it's really Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, Gophers. Like Iowa, I guess, but I don't think Iowa's very good.
Iowa keeps losing.
Right. So, I mean, there you go.
Minnesota just needs to get their guys back healthy. Obviously, Crab's not coming back this year, but
You Mo back.
Yeah.
Some kind of run game back. Yeah, Tanner Morgan needs something like that.
Yeah. It needs to be, the passing needs to be a compliment, not the main thing.
100%.
So I don't know. Yeah, that was ugly.
It's bad. But it doesn't surprise me.
No.
I mean, you finally get ranked, and that next game is the biggest game. If they would have won last game, it would have been fine. But it always seems like once we get ranked, it's like, oh, crap.
Mm-hmm.
But we get a week off. Hopefully the health kind of comes back for a lot of guys. Obviously not Crab, like you said, but Mo, huge, come back. And then at Illinois, which should take care of business. So
I think the other thing that we should mention is TCU absolutely dominated
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Is Oklahoma frauds?
I don't know.
2 straight weeks?
I'm just glad that Oklahoma's out of the top 25.
Yeah. 2 straight weeks? Let's say Syracuse 22.
Yeah.
What the heck? Also, low key. All right, well, let's do this. Do you have a game of the week?
Well, can I mention my squad?
Isn't that your game of the week this week?
Kansas.
Isn't that your game of the week?
I love Kansas. I don't know what it is, but they are just absolutely going at it.
You want to know what's crazy? I saw something. Kansas's win total at the beginning of this year was 2.5.
Really?
For the whole year. They're at 5-0.
Yeah.
You push
incredible.
them. Holy moly. Now they're ranked 19.
2 wins?
2.5.
Wow. That's crazy. So
yeah, their quarterback is electric.
I mean, they were helped by the incompetence of the Iowa State kicker. He missed at least 3. Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Was it 4?
What's crazy is he missed 4. Before that, he was perfect.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole year.
It was that 3 games, 4 games.
Yeah, but he was like 10 of 10.
He's a freshman though.
But 10 of 10.
No, I don't think he was 10 of 10.
Including extra points. 10 of 10.
Oh, okay.
So that's still a kick. Hey, some of his field goals were literally 20-some yards.
Yeah, they weren't good.
Yeah, that's an extra point.
Too much pressure for the young man.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy to see Kansas ranked because before they weren't ranked, and that was a travesty. So now they're top 20. They get a matchup at home against TCU.
This is a big one. Both undefeated.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like TCU might win.
Wait, what? You can't do that to your boys. You just talked them up.
No, I know. I'm talking them up. But I think that I think Kansas is good. But the way that TCU played this last Saturday is making me a little nervous for the Kansas chances to win that one. Even though it's at home. What's the spread?
7. Take TCU.
7?
7.0.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I'd probably pick.
Kansas plus 7 would be a great bet, I think.
Yeah.
Plus 7, you're giving them a touchdown and an extra point, and then you push 8 points.
The over/under at 67.5.
8 points.
That's a lot of points. This was the first game that Kansas didn't score like over 30.
Yeah, it was actually kind of close.
So yeah,
what was the over/under? 7 or 7.5 was the last
for the
week?
Kansas game?
Wasn't it against who'd they just play?
Kansas played Iowa State, but it was Kansas was plus 3.5 at home.
Right.
So that was an easy win.
Don't they have blue turf too?
No, they don't.
Oh no, that's Boise State.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's your game of the week?
Yeah, Kansas TCU.
TCU Kansas.
Which is where College Game Day should go. I don't know if it's been announced, but that's where they should go.
No, I don't think it will because that game's at 11 o'clock.
No.
Doesn't have to be at night. It will go to Alabama, Texas A&M, I think.
I guess.
7 o'clock, CBS.
They should go to Kansas TCU, though.
They should have moved the Kansas TCU game back. It's on FS1. It's on a trash network. Get it to ABC or something.
Yeah.
But
that shows the respect they have for Kansas. None.
Yeah. My game of the week is UCLA at home against Utah. UCLA obviously coming off a huge win against Washington. Now ranked 18. Utah's ranked 11.
They moved up 17 spots.
As they should have. They look very good. They're back. They are back. 4.5 point underdogs versus Utah. It's going to be a good game. At home, too.
Who do you think?
I think UCLA will win. Outright.
Straight up.
Yeah. I mean, that Dorian Thompson-Robinson, I feel like he's been there forever because he was on that one show
at least
years ago. Yeah, he's back. So we'll see what happens. 2 good games. I mean, there's a lot of good games.
Okay.
But get at it.
All right, there we go. Let's move to the NFL.
Yeah.
So
Week 4.
Yeah, week 4. Let's run through the scores quick.
Do you have any scores that stood out? I think there was a lot of close games, but I think the biggest...
There were so many close games.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the Bengals are back. They're fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Dolphins are frauds, but Tua is actually a very good quarterback. I think that showed that, especially for that offense. Like we talked about, Vikings somehow squeaking that away. I was very nervous.
Yep, same.
Which I wasn't nervous the whole game, but I think our defensive mindset is if we're up by 7, we can give them 7 points. Why not? Let's give them 7. Like we gave up a 45-yard pass wide open over the middle to get them into field goal range.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Let the guy catch it in front of you. Who cares?
We just can't score touchdowns, or we couldn't.
No.
It was all field goals.
Right. And then, like I mentioned, I think the biggest thing was Kenny Pickett got into the game. It'll be interesting how they use him moving forward for the Steelers.
No, they said that they plan to go to him.
Yeah, which they should. I mean, at this point, Mitchell Trubisky hasn't been great.
He hasn't been good either.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't been good or great. And
neither. Literally neither.
And you want to talk about this. So Mike Tomlin, they said, has never had a losing record as a head coach.
It's not starting.
They play the Bills, the Buccaneers, the Dolphins, and the Eagles. Their next 4 games, and they're 1-3.
And then the Saints, who will probably have their offensive guys
and the
back.
Bengals.
And then the Bengals.
Yeah. Needless to say, it doesn't get easier for them.
Probably not. They probably want this game against the Jets back.
Yeah. So it'll be a good game. I mean, I think it'll be fun to watch. I think the other big thing is the Panthers stink. Baker Mayfield needs to he needs to be done being a quarterback. I'm sorry. He does. And then also my last thing is the Chiefs are back. Patrick Mahomes is elite. It showed it. He's back.
They had a good game. It also helps when you get a fumble recovery on opening kickoff to essentially start both halves with the ball.
Yeah, some would say a momentum changer.
Yep, you could say that.
Yeah.
My notable things are, 1, if you are watching the Cardinals in the first half or have any of the Cardinals players in fantasy, don't ever watch their first half because it's always awful and you're gonna rip your
I think we said that
eyes
last
out.
week too. It was crazy.
It's still true. Don't watch the first half. If you want to watch scoring and exciting things happen, second half, that's your bet. And then I would say Ravens defense, not very good. They keep giving up big leads in the second half.
Well, I'll pose a question for you. If you're the head coach of the Ravens, and this has already been talked about a lot, there's a lot of skeptics. Do you go for that on 4th down? On the 8-yard line, or like even closer, the 8 or something yard line. Tie game. 2020. Do you kick the field goal and put it back to them with about 2 or 3 minutes left?
I think there was 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left.
I'd kick the field goal.
Kick the field goal, okay.
Yeah. It was rainy conditions, which is one thing.
Actually, I do think it was on like the 2-yard line.
It was on the 2-yard line? Okay,
well,
that
no,
makes a difference.
It was within the 10-yard line. But what he
but the 8-yard line and the 2-yard line, that's completely different.
Yeah, I think it was. We'll say even the 5-yard. What's your gist? The 5-yard line, because the play they ran was trash.
I would say within like 4 or in. Yeah. I think that going for it is within the realm of possibilities that you should go for it. Specifically against the Bills, because you know that their offense is very good.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, the hardest thing about it was the fact that he came back and said, well, like, analytics this, analytics that, which is fine. But the hardest part was that Lamar Jackson threw a pick. So they got it on the 20. That play, he threw an interception. Instead of getting it at the 3 or 4 or 5-yard line, whatever it was, to push them back, they got it at the 20. Well, that's a completely different game now when you only need 3 points.
Totally.
So I don't mind the decision. I'll say this forever. I hate these plays where they roll these quarterbacks out and then you do everybody a little cross route to the corner, and then it gets stopped, and then they just chuck it. It's like, what are we doing?
You're talking in the red zone.
In the red zone. Stop doing that. Just stop. But, yeah, I think the Ravens defense. I mean, I think the Bills, that was a tough hot game. Those conditions were bad, too.
Yeah.
Bad.
That game and the Eagles game, I believe, was the poor weather games.
Yeah.
And then I'll go with one more, being that the Colts, I don't think, are as good as everybody thought that they were going to be.
No, I think the Colts offense is pretty bad.
Very bad.
And I think now Jonathan Taylor hopefully comes back, but being a little banged up won't help.
I don't think their defense is very good either.
But here's the thing is when your quarterback gets sacked and he fumbles every time he gets sacked, you're going to lose so many balls. I mean, that bro had 3 lost fumbles. Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Dude, hold on to the ball. Like, that's been his weakest link. I think here's the thing is Darius Leonard or Shaquille Leonard. I don't know his real name anymore. Shaquille, sorry. Yep. But shout out to you. He's not back yet. He's still going to be out. He's obviously a dynamic player, game changer. But, like, when you can't run and your quarterback literally is the most immobile quarterback in the league and gets sacked and fumbles, it's tough to win. You have weapons. Mo Alley Cox, fine. Michael Pittman, good. Mm-hmm. So, we'll see. They made Tennessee look very good, especially in the first half.
Yeah, well, Tennessee didn't score in the second half and they still won.
Exactly.
Because they're bad. That tells you all you need to know.
Right. It'll be interesting. What are you looking forward to in week 5?
Continuing my dominance in fantasy.
Well, dominance in fantasy, not dominance in Eliminator pick. I mean, it works itself out.
Yeah, just kidding. I did take a little shot at Dave because we just played each other.
Yeah.
I would say the thing that I'm looking at.
I mean, the Ravens-Bengals should be a very good game. That Sunday night game should be very good.
Ravens-Bengals should be good. Honestly, the rest of the games, mediocre.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't see another great game. I mean, it's crazy that the Dolphins, I know it's with Teddy, I think is their quarterback.
Yep.
They're only 3-point favorites. Like, I get it, but you're playing the Jets. Like,
the crazy thing about last week, week 4, was that almost all of the spreads were like 4 or below.
Yeah, this week is kind of bad.
This week, there's way bigger spreads.
Yeah. I mean, Buffalo's 14-point favorites.
Yeah, you got Buffalo at 14, Tampa Bay at 8, Jacksonville at 7.
Packers at 8.
Yeah, so I mean,
I'll say this.
Kansas City at 7.
Jacksonville is good. They're fine.
You're saying this after they just got demolished by the Eagles?
Well, if demolished is losing by 8 points and your quarterback has 5 turnovers, yeah, that's demolished. I would say demolished. They literally were outplaying the Eagles in the first half.
I mean, they're better than they have been.
Well, it's not hard. I think they've already outscored their wins.
Well, I think they had 3 last year.
Yeah, and they'll win this week against the Texans. I think the Texans might win 2 or 3 games all year. It's just sad. And they have a tie. Don't get me wrong, they have a tie, but 2 or 3 wins.
At some point, we'll have to circle back to our
predictions.
Our predictions at records and see how we did.
Yeah.
The Colts is not going to look good.
The
Jaguars, they are well on their way to beating that prediction pretty easily.
Right.
Yeah,
it's tough, but
I would say those are kind of the 2 main ones.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are surprising people.
The Raiders are probably surprising with how poor they are.
Yeah. I think we had the Raiders at the bottom of that division, though. Pretty close. Maybe the win totals won't be the same, but I think we both have them finishing 4th.
Yeah.
Because Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos. I mean, the Broncos have been embarrassing to watch, too. I actually hate watching them.
Yeah, but they're what, 2-2?
Yeah. And they play at home against the Colts.
Yep.
Should be a good one.
I don't know. We'll see. Okay, let's do the fantasy picks quick.
Okay.
So, rough week for David. 0-3. Not good.
Tough.
Not what you like to see. 2-1 for myself. So that puts the totals at 5-7 for David. 8-4 for myself.
Yeah. So.
Who's your quarterback?
Justin Herbert, projected 20.9. No, it's a lot of points. Plays the Browns. Browns defense isn't bad. But I do truly think that this week will be Justin Herbert's kind of throwing a lot. I mean, last week he had 23, 24 points. Mm-hmm. This week, hopefully at some point in time, Keenan Allen's hamstring or whatever it is gets better. Even without him last week, all of a sudden Austin Eckler finally came to play. Mm-hmm. So I think Keenan Allen does pretty well. And I think the Browns aren't a bad team, but I think I think Justin Herbert's still going to ball out.
Yep. I think so as well. I'm going with Derek Carr. He is projected 17.7, so not that many points comparatively to, well, I guess Justin Herbert. Play the Chiefs Monday night. You always know that the Raiders, or well, at least last year, the Raiders came to play when they were playing the Chiefs. They know that it's a massive game within the division. Tom Brady just came off of his best game of the year playing against the Chiefs Sunday night. We go to Monday night prime time. Derek Carr comes ready to play. He finds Devontae Adams for at least one score, and he easily outshoots. Well, I actually don't think easily outshoots his projection, but I think he'll have 19 plus.
19.
Yeah, he's projected 17 points.
I mean, the hardest part is
19.
The hardest part is last game he didn't have any touchdowns, and they still won. But they had 32 points, and he didn't have any touchdowns because Josh Jacobs apparently erupted for a lot.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. Come back to.
They're gonna have to score. They're gonna have to score. Period.
Exactly.
Another guy who's gonna have to score. My running back James Robinson projected 13 points. Been playing pretty well for Jacksonville.
13.0.
13.0.
Okay.
They play the Houston Texans coming up. Houston Texans just gave up over 25 points to Austin Eckler. Yes, Austin Eckler caught one touchdown.
Austin Eckler at 34.
Over 25 points to Austin Eckler. Over 30 points if you want to get more
34.9.
34 points to Austin Eckler. He ran in 2. Mm-hmm. James Robinson runs in 2 touchdowns. He just beat his projection. 13 points. They're the worst rush defense in the league.
That's shocking. My running back, I'm going with the rookie Breece Hall.
I hate Breece Hall.
He's projected 13.3. His usage has been steadily increasing each week.
Yeah, they're kind of wielding him to be the guy.
Yeah, they play the Dolphins, which doesn't impose as much terror without Tua. And so you got, let's see, he's already the leader in rushing. And he went from 6 to 7 to 8 to 17 rushing attempts this last week. So he's clearly on the way up. Michael Carter's on the way down. Mm-hmm. And they're going to play the Dolphins, who have a pretty good defense. But even if the Dolphins go up, then Breece Hall is the receiving back for them. So
Well, I think the biggest thing that will impact that to win is he'll have to catch balls. I think the Miami Dolphins defense is very good.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah, so he'll catch a few balls.
But he's starting to get more work.
Yeah.
Which helps.
Well, especially with Zach Wilson.
Plus 13.3.
Yeah.
Pretty low.
So my pass catcher then is Mark Andrews, projected 16.0 again. Plays the Bengals Sunday night. Last week did not have a good one, but before that was absolutely shredding defenses and everything. So I think 16 points is really not too bad. I think 16 points is very catchable. Especially, I think, hopefully, we've said this before, but a high-scoring game.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You always want a high-scoring game.
Oh, especially Sunday night, yeah, for sure.
All right, my pass catcher, I'm going with, another rookie, Romeo Doubs from the Packers. He's already the leader in the receiving room for the Packers. He just came off a game that he should have had a touchdown to seal the deal. He's feeling kind of bad about it, and so he's going to come ready to go in London Sunday morning to right the ship, if you will. They play the Giants, which isn't any defense to write home about. Mm-hmm. I would say they're probably middle plus in the league.
Yeah, I don't even know anything about them.
I would say slightly better than middle of the pack. And but I feel like as the weeks have gone on, specifically the last 2 weeks, Aaron Rodgers is starting to trust Romeo a little bit more each week, which means
well, they have high praise for that man. So
he's projected 11.6.
Yeah, they have high praise for him. So.
And I believe he's had more than that the last 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
There it is.
So there you go.
So, bang bang.
Okay.
Eliminator picks.
Yes.
We had some people, unfortunately. You're gone. Fortunately, our guy Deco, see ya. Al Canope, see ya. Nate Anthony, see ya. Beef Man, our Twitter god, see ya. Also, Narum with another L. See ya, unfortunately, but he'll stick around. My eliminator pick this week is the Buffalo Bills against the Steelers.
Okay.
So, and it doesn't look like anyone else has picked the Buffalo Bills. I think they'll be kind of high. I mean, last week, what was it? 40% picked the Packers, like we knew, and they almost blew it.
35%.
Blew it. They almost blew it.
They almost
so
did.
that would have knocked out almost everybody. We would have had to kind of have like a buyback period.
Yeah, seriously.
Get people back in. But so mine's the Buffalo Bills.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
On a 2-game losing streak, huh? That's probably one of the first few times Tom Brady's ever lost 2 in a row.
They're getting their weapon. They got their weapons back on Sunday. They played the Chiefs, so that's nothing to be worried about.
Right.
And now they can get it rolling.
Yeah.
At home, Falcons.
Yeah. They're actually 0-2 at home, which is crazy.
Yeah, but they played the Chiefs and the who?
Packers.
Okay. So
Packers game could have gone either way, but yes,
exactly.
The Chiefs were just dominant.
All right. Anything else you got for the NFL?
No, that's it.
Okay. Let's transition to the draft. So you've been doing very well with the draft lately.
I think I've won the last 2 or 3.
The last 2 for sure. I don't know about 3, but the last 2 for sure. And so the topic for today is places that the top places.
Top 3.
Yeah, we're doing top 3. The top places to do an Irish goodbye.
Yeah. So an Irish goodbye is you just leave.
You leave without saying anything.
Correct. That's an Irish goodbye.
Yeah.
So, all right, heads or tails?
Heads.
Tails? Is that tails? All right, I'll go first. I think it's one of the first few ones I want.
You should go. If there's only 3 rounds, you should go first.
Well, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
So I'll go first. My first overall pick for an Irish goodbye is family parties. You just leave. There's no one in this world that says goodbye to everyone in their family. You just leave.
Okay.
So family parties is my number 1.
I'm going to go with weddings.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
But okay.
I would say specifically like weddings that you aren't like in, or weddings that you aren't like super, super close, but just like peacing out to onto the shuttle or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, like
I guess.
let's get out of there. Number 2 is gonna be I would say like late night bar.
Okay.
And you dip out like between that, like I don't know, depending on when it closes. So say for instance the bar's closing at 2, and between that like 1:15 to 1:45 time frame, it's like I'm out.
Okay.
And you just like you're out. You
Okay.
don't say anything, obviously.
Yeah, that's an Irish goodbye.
Yes.
There's an explanation right there, folks.
If you need another explanation.
So my second pick, I'm going to say a good Irish goodbye spot is work events.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're out with work people, you just kind of peace out.
Mm-hmm.
No need to say bye to anyone.
Because we see him tomorrow.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. You might have made a fool of yourself. But I would say, or even I should say just with work in general. Like just leaving work at 3:30.
Well, is it work events or work?
They're the same thing. It's work.
I'll
say work events.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think the other person can draft work, but...
No, I'm not going to draft work, but I think there are 2 different things.
Oh, I would say a work event then.
Okay.
And my last pick, it's gotta be... What did I say my first one was? Family gatherings.
So you have family parties and work events, and I have weddings and late night bar.
Weddings and late night bar.
Mm-hmm.
My last one, I'm gonna say, is birthday parties. Is that the same thing as a family party?
Do you consider it?
I'll say happy hours then.
Okay.
Work events, I should specify, I was talking more about like Christmas parties or an actual party.
Okay.
Happy hours, I was talking about, obviously, happy hour.
Oh, you were talking about happy hours when you said happy hour?
Well, I had to pick up something because my guess is work and work parties are the same thing. So what's your last pick?
I'm going to go with, let's see here. I'll go with, I'm trying to think of all the times that I've done an Irish goodbye. Can't think of any. I'm just such a good person.
Apparently weddings.
Just kidding.
Weddings,
I'm gonna go with like.
Well, there's only so many places. That's the hard part.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with alumni events.
Okay.
Whether it's college, high school. I haven't been
I would say
to.
more college.
I haven't been to a high school.
Which is fine by me.
But you say all you need to say when you see the people and you're
out of there.
You're out.
So
okay.
Bang, bang. Decent. Well, I mean, yeah.
So Dave's list: family parties, work events, happy hours. Mine are weddings, late night bar, and alumni events.
Yeah, that's the thing is like.
I'm sure that
it sounds so weird to say Irish goodbye, but like it just happens naturally.
I'm sure once we post this, people will come up with the like either
most random,
but also like the most random that are also the most obvious.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that is clearly like one of the top times that you would do it.
100%.
That's what always happens.
Yeah,
but that's
hard to think about on the spot.
Yeah,
light's bright.
I know,
shining bright. So
you can't say anything until you've been behind the light.
Yeah, and only a few have. So.
Okay, well, that was episode 30.
Yeah, season 1.
Season 1 done.
Wrap.
We're continuing on with season 2 next week, so don't go anywhere. But
yeah, it's not like we have this huge season 1, season 2 gap. It's definitely season 1 rolls into season 2.
Yeah,
we're not gonna make you guys wait like Game of Thrones or something. We're just gonna go.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah,
but join us next week.
Yeah, season 2.
All right, y'all.